Alright, hey guys, so I'm going to be going over my, development from the late June of 2020 to the spring of 2021, where I went from breaking my arm and not being able to do any physical activity for 3 to 4 months, and not being able to actually put any weight on with my left arm on the handlebars, where I'd bike with one hand on the handlebars, to January, February of 2021, where I hit, I think, a max of 5.5, 5.4 watts per kilo for 20 minutes, around that. But yeah, so here we go. Starting off, I was going to look at one of my group rides. This is where I basically started off at. Um, I was basically brand new. I had no aerobic, I had basically no fitness from before, as I stopped biking for a while, and even before that, it was mostly running. But I started with 228, power 228 for 20 minutes at roughly, let's see, 228 divided by, what was that, 57 kilograms, 4 watts per kilo, um, which I think is in part to the fact that I was biking so much. But yeah, so I basically started out just doing group rides, as I couldn't put any weight, the arm was just coming back and I couldn't put any weight on it, so I was just trying to get back into biking. Um, yeah, so I just got that trainer and I was really excited to get back on it. So the next thing was I then had surgery and couldn't do anything for like a week or two. And me coming back, I hit a 20-minute average of 247, which I was very happy with. As again, I was basically I had to sit up, and yeah, you can see me rocking back side to side with my arm just hanging there. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it though. Um, some progress. All of my fitness gains came from just riding either group rides or races. So basically, from August to December, my whole entire training plan was just racing. I would race as much as possible, and then when I couldn't push myself anymore, I'd take like 2 3 days off and then race again. Probably not the best, as I ended up coming. I became overworked by the end of December, but it is what it is. So my next thing, so this was in June 24th, and then at the end of June, I did a few consecutive group rides, but then in July I had my surgery and then I couldn't bike for a while, and this is my first ride coming back, where I hit 247 for 20 minutes. And again, I was just pushing myself as hard as possible, not really using any training protocols or anything like that. So then I would continue to just bike for a while, 247, and then I'd just do races uh, for fun. And the next one that I was really happy with was TFT Mad Monday, where I could actually start putting weight on my face. I could start putting weight on my arm, and I didn't realize yet that I was much worse on the tri bike, but I still did 275 watts. Or no, that's a different race. Still pretty good though. I hit 4.5 watts per kilogram and then 4.7 for 20 minutes, and this was August, September. So basically in a month, I went from 4.5 to 4.7, something around that, like 4.3, 4.7. But again, all my workouts were just racing for fun. Um, and then from that, let's see. Yeah, from that I was basically just doing sprint things, and then yeah, and then there's my 20-minute PB of 275, and what was it? November, so September, November. And then my next major one was, let's see, my next race, yeah. um, I basically just did a thing where I would, let's see, yeah, I basically just put a 20-minute ERG mode, where I just put it at 295 and wanted to see if I could do it. So it's not it's obviously easier ERG mode, but I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do 295 watts, as for then that was 5 watts per kilo for me, which was a major milestone for me. And then just again, racing series, where yeah, that was basically I was basically my whole entire training plan was just doing races as I love to push myself. So yeah, and then from 295 watts for 20 minutes, which was in November, to 300 watts for 20 minutes in December. So it basically took me a month to really get from just to add 5 watts. That's around 300 watts is where I kind of hit my diminishing returns of I actually had to start to train. I still got some performance benefits, but this is where um, I was really happy with it. So I could more comfortably do 300 watts. Now I could do 300 watts for 20 minutes like super easily. Well, not now since I broke both my hands again. But yeah, so it took me December from basically from August to December. So August, September, October, November, December, 5 months to get from what is it, like 243 to 300 watts, which I was very happy about. And then there was a day where I just wanted to push myself because I was doing a race and I didn't feel great because I had to quit like 2 minutes into it. So I wanted to prove to myself that I could break a PR where I did 370 watts for 5 minutes. Again, it's on ERG mode, but I have a hard time pacing myself well, especially in the ERG mode. But I hit 6.4 watts per kilogram average for 5 minutes. I think it was 6.4. It's just 6.6 right there. But 8 goes iffy. So like 6.5. Well, that was one of my biggest achievements. Let's see. And unofficially, I hit 400 watts for 5 minutes outdoors, but my power clip pedals are a bit iffy. But that would be around 400 divided by 59. 6.7 watts per kilogram. So I was very happy with that. And then this is where probably one of my best races, where I did 20 minutes at 5.4 watts per kilogram, where, let's see, where I did, yeah, 304 for 22 minutes, and the 20-minute power of that was 311, and the normalized was 316. So I was at 5.4 watts per kilogram, which I was psyched about. April was cheating, but it was definitely a motivator. So there was that. And that, yeah, getting into 5.3, 5.4 for 20 minutes was like major for me. I was actually working with a coach then, and I think getting the most out of the intensity workouts. I kind of stagnated though at like 315 for 20 minutes, as yeah, he was me doing 295 watts for yeah 290 at then. I averaged like 295 for 40 minutes. Not feeling great, but got up the Alpen 40.9. That was another big achievement for me. But let's see. And then like my pinnacle of where I was doing 325 in the basement for 15 minutes. My heart rate was like super high. I have some like weird stuff with basements where they're like super damp, and they affect my heart rate. That and just getting used to sitting at like a super high heart rate. Later in May, when I started doing creep rides outside, I hit 181 BPM average for an hour, which was just insane. But yeah, I know this is my highest ever attempt for 20 minutes. And yeah, 20 minutes at 5.6. So yeah, so yeah, getting from like 4 watts per kilo at what 230, and then getting to 15 minutes at 325 and around 315 watts for 20 minutes in roughly, what is it, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So roughly 9 months to get from 4 to 5.6 watts per kilo, 5.5 watts per kilo. So yeah, that's my whole entire development of me as a cyclist. Unfortunately, in June, I ended up breaking both my hands, so I haven't been able to bike for the past, what is it, month, 2 months now. Which is like super unfortunate, but I should be getting back in late August, as I need to be able to put weight on this, as I have screws and a plate in it now, which isn't great, and then I broke a metacarpal, so should be fun. But I have gotten a bunch of lessons from just learning from what I did wrong. Like biking every day is just not smart, and then I haven't incorporated a lot of distance in my rides. Like I can't do 3 hours comfortably, but it is something that greatly benefited my fitness. So I'll be doing that when I get back. But yeah, so thanks guys.